All right, guys, I wanted to show you a tool called Headliner, which is really, really helpful in creating GIFs or just basically showcasing a podcast episode on Instagram, Facebook, any sort of social media platforms. So go check out Headliner.app. You can look at the links below. But I just created my account, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get my episode. What do I need to get? I need to get my podcast RSS feed. So I'm in Anchor. So I'm going to go to our dashboard. I'm going to go through, let's see if I can go find this real quick. No, let's go to distribution, and I'm going to get that RSS feed. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that. I'm going to paste that in there and then hit search. And then what that will do is that will help me find the Equip podcast, which has my episodes in it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get the launching outreach serving tool. If you hadn't already done this feature, you could always download the episode or the audio and you could put it in here if you wanted. But Headliner is going to do its thing, and then it's going to create, it's going to basically encode everything. And so here's a section. Let's go ahead and hit play for a second. I really only want to get about 30. I want to get about 29 seconds. 29 seconds is nice on Instagram because it basically will it'll basically show up in the feed. It doesn't turn into a longer clip. So let's go to 0 here. And let's go to 29 here. You can kind of see what I'm doing, and then I'm going to hit 0. And so that now takes that clip. So if you want to click on here and hit play.
Thought about concern versus responsibility.
You can go ahead and find the clip that you want. So in this case, because I'm just doing this for video, I'm going to go ahead and just hit play here.
Well, hey there, my name's Chris Rivers.
All right, so we don't need to go farther, but what is really cool about this is you can click this add caption to video. If you create an account, you can have free up to 10 minutes, which is really nice because, if you're only doing an episode a month or you're doing 2 episodes a month, this can be really, really helpful. So I'm going to let me go ahead and find a clip. Let me play here.
Outreach tool that you can.
Let's see.
Yeah. Well, before we get into the tool itself, let's talk about our responsibility in serving others. Why is this so important?
Okay, so let's stop right there.
Important?
Let's stop right there. Okay, pause. Let's do this. Let's go.
This so important.
Okay, so let's find that section. And you can drag this sucker over. So let's see.
Before we get into the tool itself, let's talk about
Okay, so I like that section right there.
Let's talk about.
Okay.
Let's talk about.
Okay, let's talk about. Okay, let's get that again just to make sure.
Let's talk about.
So that would be right there. Is that right? 12, 18, 49. So remember that.
Let's talk about.
Okay, so that's it. So 12, 14. So we're going to come here to 2. We'll put that 2 in. We'll do 18, and we'll do, 4, 9, 0. Okay, and so what that'll do now is it will start at that clip. So let's just keep playing it and let's just see what happens. I need to put a 2 here. So 2, well, okay, I know what's happening. Sometimes I've noticed this, like you've got to actually put a farther clip out. So I'm going to do that. And now when I do 2, it hits that one section, I believe. So let's do this.
It's been great. It's one of our purposes as believers.
Okay. So
we want to bring credibility.
Good job there. So go back. It takes a little bit of moment here to see 2. That was 2, 18, I think we said.
So let's talk about. Let's talk about.
So 2, that was 18, not 28. Okay, all right. So
let's talk about our responsibility in serving others. Why is this so important for us?
Keep playing.
For us to really focus on.
Yeah, well, we believe that outreach is important to love God and make His name great. It's one of our purposes as believers. Mm-hmm. We want to bring credibility to the gospel and create opportunities to share it with others as we serve them. And then we also want to grow and mature as followers of Jesus.
Bam, I like that. Okay, so let's stop right there. That is 240. So we're going to go over here. We're going to do 2, and we're going to do 40, and we're going to do 737. Okay, and then once we click that, that takes that blue clip. So now you've got this clip. You turn this add captions to video, and now we're going to go ahead and hit next. Now this is where you can get your aspect ratios for pictures. I'm going to go ahead and click on this one, and it's going to start creating that asset. So it already takes your Grace Church Equip logo or whatever you have in the podcast, but these are the different type of clips that you could have. I like this. You could choose different waveforms if you want. If you like that waveform, you can click exit, and then if you want to go add an image. So for instance, I had the outreach team come in earlier, and I had them set up in the office, and I had them take a couple. We took a couple pictures. So let me select this one. Let me select this one. Let me select this one with Beth, and let's get one with Carrie. Okay, so I picked a bunch of pictures, and I'm going to just airdrop this to my computer. So let's go ahead and do that. While we're waiting, you can add text. I haven't really played around with these others, but what we're going to do is we're going to use the image here shortly. So, but once you actually go grab an image, and let's see, that stuff is coming to me. Great. Okay, there are my pictures. So let's go ahead and click on that. That came from AirDrop. It's probably good to have these already prepared so you can see them. And one of the reasons why I'm doing this is because I'm about to send out a MailChimp letter to all of our Grace Church Equip partners. And so as I'm getting ready for this MailChimp, I'd like to even put something in MailChimp that, and this could be one of those things if I wanted to do that. So, okay, so I've got my pictures. Let's go ahead and let's look at this one and see. Yeah, so there's a picture of her. Let's go ahead and just snap a picture of that. So we've got one, and that's going to go on my desktop. I could go add ones later if I want. So let's go ahead and click on image. We'll go ahead and hit replace here. And if you do use Canva, if you want to use, that's a whole nother feature, but I'm not even going to mess with that. I've done that on some other podcasts, but not necessarily important at this moment. So I'll go ahead and hit open. And then what that will do is it'll put her picture right there. So you can go ahead and click exit, and then what will happen next is we hit create. So in this section, this is where you can open the advanced editor. Okay, you could export the project if you wanted, or you could go add more pictures, which is what I'm going to do here in a minute. Or you could add a couple other features as well. So while that is getting ready, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mess with a couple other pictures. I'm basically just taking the picture and making screenshots of them so they make sense in this project, because the files that they come over on are in a HEIC file, and I don't think that that's going to work. So I'll show you that in a minute. Let me finish these two pictures. Basically what I'm doing is I am just making sure that these pictures, you can see that they're showing up at the bottom of the screen. I'm just basically cropping them so that they'll fit well with this tool. Okay, so let's get one more. That's another one that I did with Taylor. Okay, so now this kind of shows you, if you've done this for the first time, you can look at the tracks. You can add, that's one section. You can add pictures. I'm going to show you actually how to do this. And then you can change your WAV file if you want. You can edit the content or your transcript, and then you can hit play, and then you can hit export. So what we've done is we've got this whole little player, and if you go ahead and hit play,
let's talk about our responsibility in serving others. Why is this so important for us to really focus on?
Yeah, well, I mean, we believe that outreach is important. To love God and make His name great is one of our purposes as believers. We want to bring credibility to the gospel and create opportunities to share it with others as we serve them. And then we also want to grow and mature as followers of Jesus.
Bam. Okay, so that's it. That's what we've got. We've got a great little section here. So now let's go add some other pictures, because it's nice to get some other spots. So
let's talk about our responsibility in serving others. Why is this so important for us to really focus on?
Yeah, well, I mean,
so we could probably put a new one right here where she begins to start talking. So I'm going to go and hit this. If you hit the plus sign there, it's going to replace the picture altogether on this file. So what you want to do is you want to add a track. We're going to add a media track, and then we're going to drag that track right above the one that has the current media. So we're there. We're going to go ahead now and let's see where that track is. So we've got media 1, we've got media. Okay, so this is media 2. We want to put that right there. And then we're going to go ahead and add a picture. So let's go ahead and upload a new picture. We'll go get one of let's see what we've got. We could use we've got one of Beth. We've got one of us talking. I can go ahead and hit this one. This is of us talking. You could do the start time and kill it if you wanted. I'm just going to go ahead and add this to video. And what that'll do is now it saves that section to the video. So if we were to go back over here, and we were
about our responsibility in serving others. Why is this so important for us to really focus on?
Yeah.
And one thing I didn't mention is that if you do want to change the words, if it's like the transcription doesn't come in clean, then you could basically update that one section. You can add words. If she said show, you could add show, and then that'll update. Of course, the transcription was real clean. You could see that they do a really good job of that. So now we're going to hit play.
Focus on.
Yeah, well, I mean, we believe that outreach is important. To love God and make his name great is one of our purposes as
Okay, so let's maybe even just drag that out a little bit to 15 seconds. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add another media track to get another picture on there. So we'll drag this media over. So let's put that right above media 2. And let's come over here to this one section. And I'm not trying to be like super professional on this. You can play with it and do a bunch of other things if you want. But I'm just trying to get some different pictures of people that were in the interview, working on the podcast, and so forth. So we're going to go ahead and add that. And that'll save that image to the project. So let's see what happens here. And then so we've got this new section here. And if we wanted to add one more, which I'm not going to add one more, I'm just going to
want to grow and mature as followers of Jesus.
Bam.
Let's talk about.
So we believe that. So that's it. So we just got everything created. If you want to add other words, you could. If you want to change the waveform, you could. All that jazz. So we're finished. So now what we're going to do is we're going to export this project. It's going to send it to the email of this account and when it's finished. And then when that project is actually done, you'll be able to get a page. And I don't know how long this will keep. I could try to edit this if you need to fast forward a little bit more. But you'll see that it'll create a link that you can actually share. Like I could share it with all the people in this interview, and then they could download it, and then they could share it on their media channels if they wanted. So that's really nice. You don't have to forward the, okay, so here it is. Let's look at it. So this is the Headliner, what it made, and it's a nice little preparing download page. And you could download it, or you could copy this link and you could go share that with your people. And then what happens there, they see this page.
Let's talk about our responsibility in serving others. Why is this so important for us to really focus on?
Yeah, well, I mean, we believe that outreach is important. To love God and make his name great is one of our purposes as believers. We want to bring credibility to the gospel and create opportunities to share it with others as we serve them. And then we also want to grow and mature as followers of Jesus.
Yeah, so that is a clip. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm going to use that. I just did this really quick, as fast as I could. I think I want to put an equip image on the front, and then when Carrie, who's that right there, starts talking, then her image would show up. But I just wanted to show you what this looks like, what you can do with Headliner, and then it's really great. You could go to like if you go to Instagram. Let's go to Instagram. Instagram.com/Chris Rivers. We'll go to my Instagram because I shared one of these not long ago. I think I did. If you scroll down to, it might be in my stories, Reels maybe, IGT, Men of Grace. I can't remember, but it's nice. It just basically shows that in the post. And if you want to put that in your story, you could actually even put a link to Spotify, or you could push people to content. So, anyways, I hope that's helpful. I hope that you like that. Go use Headliner and start, sharing content. All right. Have a great day. Let me know if you have any questions down below. Thanks.